need something built?
Welcome to Game 3 of the series, 1-1. I haven't been keeping as accurate track of the victory points as I should have, so I actually don't know who's in the VP lead. Some people in chat could probably spam that if this does end up going to Game 5. We still have a Game 3 to play right now, though. Korean Army back to Allies, DBMB back to Axis, and they have chosen Oster and Soviets. We're going to see Shock, Rifle, Mechanized Support, Guard Motor against Close Air Support, Elite Troops, Mechanized Assault. I don't even know why I list off the commanders anymore because, I mean, that's just... I'm basically just saying the same 3 commanders every single game. I don't know why I waste my breath. We're on Kolodny Ferma again. Faymonville Game 1, Kolodny Ferma Game 2 and 3, interestingly enough. It's kind of fun to watch the map veto process, see what these players are thinking, knowing what faction they have to play on what map and what map they don't want to have to do that on. It's kind of interesting. We're going to probably not see Elite Troops from DBMB this game. I know for a fact that he thinks Elite Troops is terrible. He thinks it's really bad. I don't know if I agree with him, necessarily, but tournament results do seem to agree with him. Look at that ghost by Korean Army. I've never seen that trick before, but that'll prevent his opponent from utilizing that green cover position. I like that. I can't believe I've never seen anybody do that before. Now, honestly, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like that. That's a fun little tip. I'm going to use that. I'm going to adapt that one into my playstyle. DBMB is going to run up and destroy it anyway, though. Extremely slowly. Those sandbag ghosts take a long time to get rid of. No, I've never seen that before. I've cast a lot of games, but I've never seen that one. I'm surprised. I'm as surprised as you that I've never seen that before, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it. Conscripts and combat engineers moving south to get control of these sectors.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies. Supply lines have been cut. Engaged! There are no cowards here.
Conscripts moving to take control of this victory point and also jumping into the house. Pretty non-lethal so far. I don't know if anybody's even taken a model loss yet. Compared to Game 1 where they were just hurling units at each other from the moment the game began. Apparently DBMB has killed one thing, but he hasn't lost... Oh, he killed a ghost. He killed that ghost. Apparently killing a sandbag ghost counts as a unit killed. But it doesn't count as a unit lost. Of course. That makes sense.
This now belongs to us.
Relic statistics as intuitive as always.
This now belongs to the people and workers of the Soviet Union.
Combat engineers moving to take control of this area, throwing barbed wire rather than capturing that point. Korean Army off to a pretty strong start, but DBMB knows that he just needs to hold the north munitions and fueling cut off for a while he makes his way, lets his strategy evolve, and spends a bunch of manpower probably on tech. He's going to go mortar after his 3 Grenadier into MG start. Korean Army making no real attempt to take territory in the north while he continues to back cap and wire off and so forth here in the south. I think he may want to bring a flamethrower into the next engagement. Not upgrading yet though. Oh, there it is. Flamethrower. He's got a flamethrower, conscripts in both of these buildings. Conscripts are about to rotate here for this cutoff. Flamethrower coming from this angle. I think Korean Army will probably need to field all of his conscripts into the engagement to win though. Conscripts will encounter that mortar on the move. Something. Grenadiers are set up for this though. Mortar has to pull back a little bit, trying to keep it safe. Wow, that's a tight clump. That's asking to get mortared. I hope that squad doesn't get like one-shotted or something. Wow, 5 minutes in. And the only thing that has died is a sandbag position. Compare this game to Faymonville Approach, and both players are now playing super carefully. They both don't want to make any dumb mistakes. They don't want to make any dumb mistakes because this is very even, and they want to win. So careful. But there is a bit of time pressure on Korean Army. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Soviets versus Oster, I wouldn't necessarily say either side has a particularly stronger late game. But I would say that the game gets harder as the game goes on, as opposed to easier against Oster. Combat Engineers taking control of the strategic point down here. Korean Army just hasn't really made a move, and now he's taking a bunch of losses from that mortar and just engagements that are not going his way. DBMB has suffered 0 losses at all. Ooh, there's a Molotov from Korean Army. That's the first time I think I've seen him take Molotovs this tournament. He never does that. Apparently he sees a lot of value in denying cover to his opponent. He's going to jump into this building here in the north, force that retreat with a flamethrower.
We are as ready as we can be.
Flamethrower is engaging against these conscripts in the building. Mortar as well. Flamethrower will retreat. More combat engineers moving up from the south. Korean Army really starting to get a little bit more aggressive now. There's his second flamethrower as well. 4 conscripts, 2 flamethrowers is a very, very scary strat to have to deal with, especially when you went mortar. It means you don't have that much infantry of your own. Nice cutoff maneuver here by DBMB, taking control of the south cutoff, while Korean Army is making a big push through the north flank.
Losing a sector.
We're being flanked here.
Mine going down, infantry continue their advance, and both of them are cut off now.
Enemy has driven a wedge
Map
in
split
our
vertically, which is kind of you see it sometimes, but it's a little bit unusual on this map.
Enemy forces are securing
Conscripts
our
going to secure
territory.
building control right there. Flamethrower doing pretty well against that LMG Grand Rifle Grenade. Oh, he didn't dodge at all. Will he get away? No, his flamethrower popped. The squad gets away at least, but he loses that 60 munitions investment. Conscripts at short range down here, engaging against Grens, have lost that engagement, I think. Grenadiers could have moved to wipe that squad, but they wanted to win this engagement and maintain control of the cutoff, and the Molotov is off target. Conscripts have to retreat. Meanwhile, the engagement for this building is lost. Mortar bombed those conscripts out. Flamethrower has to get out of there as well. Conscripts have taken control of the north cutoff briefly and are moving to try and connect things with the center VP, and 1 squad of wounded conscripts is trying to take control of the north. There's a heavy mortar or a tier 2 mortar?
Enemy is attempting to steal our
Heavy
sector.
mortar for Korean Army on the field now. So both of them have a mortar. Pretty similar builds. Extremely similar builds, except for the machine gun and Panzer Grenadiers. They both went mortar of some form or another. There's healing and Molotovs in the base for Korean Army. Tier 2 on the field for DBMB.
We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers.
He usually goes scout car, but apparently he thinks
Enemy
that
forces are securing our territory.
Panzer Grenadiers is the better choice on this map. I could definitely see that. Heavy mortar bombarding the Grenadiers down here, which are standing in that green cover by the tractor. Conscripts taking control of the strategic point right there. And it looks like Korean Army is going to pull back to his base, heal up, think carefully about his next push. He hasn't really dedicated any units to the defense of the south, and his offensive into the north didn't go as well as he probably wanted it to. Currently 23-8, DBMB doing really well in engagements. And pretty decent for map control, off to a pretty good start. But the VPs are dead even, certainly anybody's game from this point forward. Korean Army chose guard motor, which we know now because of the heavy mortar, and DBMB has not chosen yet. We'll see what he chooses to do. Again, I'm very doubtful of elite troops. Oh no!
Can now attack tanks with AT grenades.
That is, I kind of think he deserves that for sticking around in that capture circle with like no health. I mean, yeah, that was a really lucky hit, but still. So both of them have lost the munitions of 1 flamethrower, although only DBMB has actually lost a full squad. That'll actually help equalize. He's lost a lot more models. Korean Army has lost a lot more models, but he hasn't lost any full squads, so that's gonna actually turn the manpower situation around a little bit. A little bit. Piles aren't that expensive. Korean Army trying to work the center is not experiencing much success against that MG42. Heavy mortar bombarding that machine gun while the conscripts pin down there and provide vision. Oster mortar also firing at those conscripts though, prompts them to retreat from behind this hedge. And the heavy machine gun's gonna reposition away from that cover to to avoid taking further damage from that heavy mortar. Minesweeper, Pyos, and Grenadiers have taken control of the entire north. Panzer Grenadiers working on the south. Gonna have to retreat. Bundle grenade. Doesn't really hit anything. Soaks up a little of DBMB's munitions, and he's got close air support. He's gonna try and give Korean Army a taste of his own medicine. From game 1. Transitioning to Panzer Grenadiers a lot earlier though, not going with 6 Grenadiers, and he's got a few more team weapons as well. And we'll see if he can preserve his machine gun better than his opponent did in game 2. And of course he went mortar as well. So slightly different close air support build, a little bit more combined arms. Rifle grenade over the house does a little damage to the heavy mortar, but it's in motion. Conscripts working on that Grenadier squad, trying to force this retreat. Pyos will have to retreat away from this engagement as well. Overall map control looks very good for DBMB though, taking control of most of all of the north really. And Korean Army struggling just to hold the south, although he does have 3 units that could head north now and try and get some of that territory back under control, healed up here in his base. Flamethrower engaging Grenadiers here in the south. Another rifle grenade is way off target. I think he thought they were going to advance a little further south, but they stopped moving. But those Grenadiers in green cover will be sufficient to force Korean Army to make a full retreat.
God's troops ready for action. The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
You need something demolished?
Soldiers
Couple
ready.
squads retreating and reinforcing here in the base. Conscripts heading north to take control of that fuel.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Shoot back, comrades!
Grenadiers here! Bastards attacking!
Dodges a grenade, takes a little light damage. Austria mortar bombarding, heavy mortar also bombarding. How are they both doing? Only 2 kills on this one, surprisingly enough. Both on that Pyo squad earlier, and this Austria mortar's up to 3, so neither of them has done anything too hugely dramatic other than the wipe of that flamethrower Pyo squad. Oh, that was a nice bundle grenade. That late retreat. Very late retreat right there. Nice pickup. So they've both lost a combat engineer / Pyo, but that's pretty much it, and it's really just map control. DBMB has a huge map control lead. There's guards on the field now. Maybe he'll be able to turn the infantry game around with those. I don't know. He might go tier 3. He loves tier 3. Maybe he can turn things around with this half track if he chooses to go that route. I don't know. And close air support seems to be strong on this map. Seems to be very strong. There's an anti-infantry strafe to force those 3 squads back into the base, and it looks like DBMB has got Korean Army completely boxed in.
A sector has been cut off.
Full strength!
Korean Army trying to get out of his base. I feel like he's working really hard for this cutoff and not experiencing much success. Hasn't sent much of anything here to the north to get the strategic point. I mean, the north is mostly undefended. Should probably send something up there, try and get a little territory under his control. I'm not sure why he went field gun against close air support either. I don't know if I agree with that decision.
You're bleeding, comrade! We are in the shit now!
Maybe he misread what DBMB was doing this game.
Don't just stand there! Move!
No, wow. That was a lucky wipe though. Pretty lucky wipe. I think that's one more wipe in Korean Army's favor. I don't think he's lost any full squads other than his combat engineers. Yeah. His unit preservation certainly isn't a problem. You just can't get map control. He's really boxed in. Mortar's up to 5 kills. Certainly going to be able to bombard DBMB's forces very safely from within the Soviet base. Korean Army's going to try and slow down the VP drain with the lone conscript squad towards the north. Continues to reinforce and heal here in his base. And he just really needs to get these LMG Grens off his cutoff. He needs to do something to turn this game around. Battle Phase 2. Apparently DBMB feels comfortable enough with his map control to try and seal the game with the Panzer IV or Ostwind or something. Which means the field gun will eventually actually pay off. He could probably just stay tier 2 against that field gun and just try and keep Korean Army base locked, but I mean there's nothing wrong with going Panzer IV even though there's a field gun on the field. Molotov toss, he gets forced back into his base, and here comes all of his forces. He should probably not do this when anti-infantry strafe is a threat. He could just get shut right back into his base immediately with one strafe here.
Mortar team has arrived.
He's splitting up a little now. Conscript's taking control of that sector. These two squads moving to push away those grenadiers. Flamethrower set up in green cover. Conscripts moving to secure building control. The mortar is still sitting here on the south cutoff. These two squads of grenadiers not really available to support, so Korean Army should, like I said. Is that intentional? I don't know what that machine gun's doing, but alright. Korean Army easily gets the north under his control. DBMB has only extremely light defenses up here. Rifle grenade over the hedge does minor damage. Heavy mortar does huge damage. They'll retreat immediately. Conscripts in the building taking fire from Panzer Grenadiers right there. He needs to Molotov them out of that green cover, or just throw the flamethrower in there. Either way, Guards taking control of the fuel there in the north. Meanwhile, another engagement here in the south. Conscripts moving in on these Grenadiers. I don't know who's going to win that at this range. Heavy mortars firing here. Oh, that was a pretty big hit. There's the retreat from DBMB. Building is destroyed. Oh, I didn't even see the building get destroyed. Probably by a bundled grenade. Yes, bundled grenade destroys the building and kills, I think, 2 full squads. That's what it looks like. He's making a fresh conscript squad right now. I think 2 full squads died in this series of engagements. Jeez, that is painful. Flamethrower squad wiped, and one of his 4 conscript squads wiped. He's taking control of his south cutoff back. Looks like he's not going to be able to hold the north, though.
Incoming round! We are bleeding, comrade!
Heavy mortar working on the machine gun. He's going to flank with those guards. And the fact that he left his green cover position up there means the DBMB will be able to get control of the north fuel back, and he still has excellent map and victory point control. 441 to 171. Guards about to contend with an unvetted LMG Gren squad. They could win that if the second squad doesn't move up to support. Kind of awkward maneuvering right there. Baits a rifle grenade before retreating. And he's now moving to take control of the south, which is pretty much completely undefended as DBMB has rotated all of his forces north. Couple idle squads in DBMB's base reinforcing. Couple squads retreating and healing in Korean Park's base. He should be able to get the south back easily enough. And he's gone double heavy mortar to try and punish this decision to go close air support, which we have seen doesn't necessarily always work, but I could certainly understand it. It may be too late for him to attempt to go T-70. I mean, he's probably going for Collins. He's going to delay his Collins by going second heavy mortar, though. He would have had the manpower and fuel for the Collins already. But his decision to go with the second heavy mortar is not necessarily a bad one. 7 kills on this, 3 on this, making its way towards Vet 1. Once it has precision strike, it'll be a pretty useful weapon. He doesn't have a whole lot of munitions in the bank right now, but might be able to land a couple big hits. Anti-infantry strafe coming in. He's going to try and negate the suppression by jumping in this house, but it's an anti-tank strafe. Get out of the building! Oh, no! Wow. Those guards. I thought they were screwed. Heavy mortar should do a good job of softening up this huge blob. As long as it lands on something. Conscripts recover the PTRS dropped by the guard squad. These conscripts need to retreat from an engagement that went poorly in the center. DBMB is taking full control of the north back and is working his way towards Korean Park's cutoff. Oh, but those double heavy mortars are going to make it very dangerous to camp that cutoff. Heavy mortar retreats.
We are losing territory.
And conscripts easily win this engagement. Those grenadiers need to retreat, 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 retreat! Try to anti-infantry strafe to save that grenadier squad, but the plane arrives far too late. That grenadier squad needs to get out of there too. That's asking for trouble. Nice dodge, by the way. Pretty nice dodge. He's gonna maybe try and pick up 2 wipes, but there's a machine gun in the retreat path. They'll be fine.
Forces are securing our territory.
DBMB taking some losses here. Those heavy mortars are doing work. Korean Park came close. He came close, but he can reinforce with merge. He didn't though. He could have, but he didn't. I don't actually know the difference in reinforced cost between guards and conscripts. I think it makes sense to merge reinforce them, but I don't know how
We are down to
big of a difference it really makes.
points. The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Your orders, comrade.
Squad's healing and reinforcing in the base, and Korean Park slowly trying to retake map control. He's currently 300 points behind, but he's sort of maybe pulling into the lead for manpower a little bit. Maybe he can get some map control back. DBMB has gone battle phase 3 and built a tier 4 structure though, working his way towards a Panther. I assume Panther versus T-3485 should probably win with this quantity of Teller mines and plane support. We'll see what happens. 3 squads working the center, trying to get that victory point back under control. Conscripts heading south, gonna defend this victory point on the sandbags right there, throwing up some more cover as well. More cover going down here in the north, and he's going to start working VPs and try and maintain victory point control for the rest of this game because he can't really afford to lose it for any significant amount of time. He's only got 100 VPs left, and it needs to become his top priority. Heavy mortars are trying to help in this engagement for the south. 2 more squads of conscripts are on their way to try and support, and I think Korean Army is going to start making his way towards T-3485s now. They should probably arrive before the Panther. Molotov tossed into the sandbags. I think these conscripts can win this as long as they flush those Panzer Grenadiers from cover with the Molotov, which is being tossed now.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
Looks like the engagement is probably won. Dodges the bundle grenade. Heavy mortars are also falling in the area. Those Panzer Grenadiers shouldn't stick around with this low health. They don't want to get hit with a miracle mortar and die. Stuka dive bomb just got dropped on a heavy mortar over here, I think. That heavy mortar gets destroyed by a dive bomb. I don't know if Korean Army was paying attention to that. That's kind of an expensive loss, but he does have T-34s on the field. He's sort of maintained victory point control for a little while, but now he has to disengage from that point because of the LMG Grens coming. I'm just going to do some backcapping instead. Conscript squad there retreats. Guards trying to take control of the center, taking fire from the Oster mortar, which is up to only 5 kills. Wow, that's not very much. T-34s are making a very wide flank through the north. There's a Teller mine somewhere. I thought there was, maybe not. I thought there was a Teller mine up here, but I guess not. Trying to work his way behind DBMB's lines, who, by the way, has only 1 AT gun.
Gun is ready for orders.
I think he knows those T-34s are coming through the fog.
Stukas ready for bombing mission.
So he's queuing up that second AT gun right there. But no Panzer Shreks yet. His decision to go tier 4 has obviously cost him a lot of munitions, and well, never mind actually. He's still managed to get enough together for the Panzer Shreks in addition to all the mines and LMGs and such. So Panzerschreck's in production, second AT gun in production. Those T-34s can be managed. But victory points are still in Korean Park's control. He hasn't lost victory point control yet. Looks like he might here, though. The loss of his second heavy mortar hurts, for sure. I don't know if he's going to maybe replace that. We'll see what he decides to do. T-34s move to engage here in the center. AT gun moving around the north flank. This AT gun moving through the center. I don't know if both of these T-34s are going to be able to get away. He needs infantry support. One squad of conscripts making its way forward, but that T-34 just got totally stuck with engine damage right there. It went down so easily. That's not good. That's going to give the Panther a huge advantage when it does arrive. Sent that T-34 a little deep without enough infantry support at all. Here comes support now. Two squads of conscripts doing what they can. Nice hit right there. Anti-infantry strafe pins down that conscript squad. He's going straight for that AT gun. The T-34 still has an operating engine. Molotov on the anti-tank gun forces it to reposition. More conscripts moving on the flank, try and snipe that squad, but it looks like it's going to get away. MG42 setting up towards this squad of cons. Oh, snipe that. Oh, that squad of conscripts has had two opportunities to maybe wipe a squad that he hasn't followed up on. That's tragic. There's another Molotov to push that machine gun into repositioning before he will retreat himself. Machine gun repositions out of the flames. T-34 pulls back for self-repair over here on the right side. Heavy mortars in a little danger from grenadiers, which are trying to take it out, and it's going to retreat. Rifle grenade, no rifle grenade. So, heavy mortar should be fine.
Panzer Grenadiers standing by.
Korean Army lost his tank. That hurts. But he still has victory point control and kind of slightly growing map control a little bit. He's going to push away this slight overextension by grenadiers pretty easily with those guards.
Well done, comrades.
It is ours.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
We are bleeding, comrades.
Grenadiers retreat right there. Squad of conscripts makes its way right to engage these grenadiers. We'll have to retreat a little bit.
Man down. We are taking losses. Now belongs to us.
T-34 firing on those grenadiers. Getting a pretty good hit off. Those conscripts can't stick around in this engagement. The heavy mortar is firing in the south. Grenadiers are moving to try and push it back into the base again. Molotov on the approach. Grenadiers backpedal a little bit.
Territory secured.
Korean Army has lost victory point control again. And they are taking against him. Only 100 points remaining, still 350 left for DBMB.
Waiting for you.
Molotov into the cover over the hedge.
Squad under AT gun attack.
It's doing pretty good damage. Kind of a late reaction there by DBMB. Meanwhile, PTRS is engaging here on the munitions, trying to get this territory under control. There's an unsupported machine gun up here. Conscripts are oorahing to try and force that away. Repositioning to safety now. Conscripts engaging against grenadiers in this area. Cluster mortar firing a little bit off target. The remaining T-34 moves to counter-harass here in the south, and it looks like victory point control is going to go back to Korean Army. DBMB couldn't quite hold the line. Machine gun has to retreat back into the base. Almost everything, in fact, has to retreat back into the base. And where is that Panther? He just can't seem to get the fuel together. I was expecting it to be here like a while ago. Maybe he used this redistribute resources one extra time that I wasn't quite looking. Ooh. That was a big mortar hit. Conscripts grabbing the south. Guards in green cover down here will be pretty hard to overwhelm with anything less than probably 2 squads of infantry. Or at least a bunch of rifle grenade spam. T-34 moves up to engage right here. AT guns are moving to counter. Don't take Panzerfaust. Oh, he's going to take a Panzerfaust and 2 Panzerschreck shots. That could be a dead T-34. Trying to backpedal on the road. Molotov into the retreat path. I think that's going to go down. There it goes. Nice play by DBMB. T-34 exposed itself to way too much anti-tank right there. Even, honestly, even if he hadn't sniped it with the AT gun right there, he probably would have strafed it to death. I don't know. I don't know. That's rough, losing both of his tanks like that. But it's been so long for that Panther to arrive. He might just get a second. He might just get a second set, honestly. So, not sure. I don't know. I still think it could be anybody's game. Korean Army has victory point control. We lost a little bit. Lost a little bit, but the clock's ticking against DBMB again. He's behind, though. Korean Army is definitely behind. This is going to be a tough game to recover, but it's possible.
The new men have arrived.
The AT guns with both T-34s destroyed, Captain Price style, go back into DBMB's base. Guards should win this, I think. They're vet 2. Unless he throws a bundle grenade.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
And they're taking tons of damage on the approach. Guards have barely taken a scratch. No bundle grenade. That squad might get wiped. There they go. High explosive barrage from a Zis gun trying to push that machine gun away. It's kind of off target though. The heavy mortar is firing in this general area. Guards are actually repositioning away from the VP to try to push away that mortar. And all team weapons are going to either reposition or retreat. The engagement for the north sees conscripts just camping in green cover for now. That squad of conscripts has to retreat away from the center. These conscripts are not going to last. There they go. Rifle grenade seals the engagement. And there's the second set of T-34s. And I was wrong about the Panther. There is a Broom Bear in production. Apparently he feels the need for a Broom Bear to kill those vet 3 guards, I guess. I mean, he's not even up against that scary infantry. He could probably just get more LMG grenadiers, but I mean, you know, props. We don't get to see a Broom Bear in tournament semifinals very frequently, so this should be interesting. I'm curious to see if it can make a good impact. I hope that build decision doesn't cost him this game. I don't think it should. I think he should be able to manage these T-34s with his AT guns and his Panzerschreck squad, Panzerfausts. But he's down to just 2 grenadier squads remaining. And those guards, pretty scary. Broom Bear is very expensive. That is an expensive unit for what you get. That squad of grenadiers retreats right there. T-34 is engaging around the north flank. Have to be very careful. He's trying to take long shots at infantry, dealing pretty good damage in conjunction with his mortar, softening things up. No huge kills yet, though. Broom Bear will be good at punishing this sandbag camping behavior. Oh no! I think that's a late retreat. I think that thing is screwed. That's both heavy mortars off the field. Nicely done by DBMB to neutralize those threats. So in a way, double heavy mortar counters close air support, and in a way, close air support counters double heavy mortar. It's all about reacting to that dive bomb in time. Mortars take forever to retreat, by the way. And I guess that's by design, but would have been nice. I don't know. You have to react to that dive bomb sound pretty early. You really do. And you have a lot of time to react. I mean, that recon plane coming over your head, it's a pretty decent amount of warning. You just have to train yourself to react to the fact that you're being reconned. As soon as you see that recon plane coming, you have to reposition your mortars. You can't just sit there. If you wait too long, I mean, that's what you get. Mark vehicle. Oh, that flank. Oh my god, it's gonna die already. Unless it bounces. Oh, bounce and main gun destroyed. I believe. Oh, it's gonna get away. It's gonna get away. It's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. Kolodny Ferma miracle. Anti-infantry strafe here in the middle. Those victory points refuse to tick against Korean Army, though. I can't believe that he's whittling DBMB down for the last 10 minutes. Look at this. Both T-34s get out of jail free, I think, right? Yeah, there's one. There's the other. This one with the damaged engines and maybe a little bit of danger, but he doesn't have the munitions for anti-tank strafe unless he redistributes again, which he may or may not want to do. He's very lucky that that Broom Bear is still alive. Rifle grenade. Off target. Conscripts holding the line here in the middle. Oh, Stair Mortar is still alive. It's at 8. That's so bad. 8 kills in a 35-minute game. He's barely gotten a return on investment on that thing at all. Maybe it'll get a miracle wipe on these cons in yellow cover. I don't know. No, there they go. Guards trying to take control of the North VP from Panzerschreck. Panzer Grands probably succeed if nobody tosses a grenade, I think. As long as there's no Panzerschreck snipes. No grenade toss from DBMB. No grenade toss from Korean Army. There he goes. MG turns the engagement in DBMB's favor. He's, by the way, preserved that machine gun all game long, which is not easy to do, especially not against, you know, pretty healthy con spam. So props for that. Getting that machine gun to Vet 3 and turning probably quite a few engagements with it. Turned that one. So that's good. One T-34 has been fully repaired and is going to go protect the VP South. Probably be able to prevent this decap. Maybe. It's on its way. Panzer Grenadier Squad has to retreat after taking a bit of damage. Conscripts are going to work the cutoff rather than try and set up a triple cap. Korean Park just trying to maintain a double cap, apparently. Oh no, there's the triple cap attempt. One Conscript Squad heading north, and this Grenadier Squad getting pushed away from the south. Clock gets briefly stopped, but it looks like Korean Army is going to start the clock ticking again very soon. Conscripts just sitting behind sandbags. Just very simple and effective. Just builds sandbags on the VP and just sits Conscripts there to try and prevent DBMB from pushing him away. And just playing around victory points. Game's all about victory points.
We have the point.
Nice Molotov right there. Look at that. Look how much that's slowing DBMB down. That's just like a cute little nuance. I like this creative use of Molotovs by Korean Park that we've seen in this game. He almost never gets them, but when he does get them, he does some pretty cool stuff with Molotovs. I like that. There goes that squad. Conscripts and guard rifles pulling away. There's the Broom Bear. Ooh, fully repaired. Wow, it has 19 kills? When did that happen? I feel like it's been off the battlefield all game long. Apparently it has 20 kills. Go Broom Bear. I guess that would explain the pretty small size of Korean Army's army right now. Oh no! T-34 hit a Teller mine and the field gun got cleared. I feel like Korean Army's gonna need some sort of miracle to save this thing. There goes the T-34. Guards getting pushed off the North VP. It looks like DBMB is rapidly retaking control of this game. Broom Bear can fire over hedges. That's one advantage it has over the T-34. T-34 needs to keep mobile and get itself back to base and repaired. Korean Army took some serious losses during those engagements. He's quite a ways away from his third set of T-34s. And DBMB is just making more LMG grins, which is kind of what I thought he should have been doing rather than a Broom Bear. Initially, to counter conscripts, certainly, but... I don't know. Pretty rough series of engagements. Very rough series of engagements for Korean Park right there. I don't know if he's going to be able to recover from that, although the victory points are pulling scary even. They're pulling scarily even right now. I honestly do think it's still anybody's game, but I think DBMB has the advantage, and he just needs to not make any mistakes and keep his cool. Just keep his cool. One T-34 left to counter one Broom Bear. Conscripts heading north. These three squads healing up in the base. Korean Army will fail to take this victory point against that Vet 3 MG. He should succeed in at least slowing things down here in the south. That clock's ticking against him. It's about to start ticking against him very quickly.
Grenadiers ready.
61 points remaining. The anti-tank guns are making their way center to protect the Broom Bear against an overly aggressive push, and S-mines are going down here as well. This is going to be almost impossible for the Korean Army to take down without a fresh set of T-34s. This T-34 engaging those grenadiers from range, waiting for some of his infantry to catch up. He sees the machine gun and he retreats immediately. This might be the game. Triple cap just got set up with only 50 points remaining. The center is impossible to take down, so this push will guaranteed fail. This push is going to take a long time. I think we're looking at GG.
We are losing a sector.
AT strafe on that T-34 is not being monitored. Takes heavy damage. That's going to force him off the field for quite some time, and the AT guns are on their way, but I think that T-34 will get away. Meanwhile, the engagement for the center clearly failing in the face of that Broom Bear. Slowly capturing this point back, but a lot of forces are on their way to counter. I don't think Korean Park can hold this line. Even if he does,
Enemy has 25 points remaining.
he'll only have one VP, and he needs two. Molotov on the Panzerschreck squad right there, but it's off target. Guards finish capturing the point with only 19 points remaining. There's an immediate retreat. No chance of taking control of the center. T-34 is desperately going north to try and push that MG-42 away, but I think he just doesn't have enough forces. I don't think anything there's Korean Park can do, and I'm pretty sure that's GG.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Throws on secure mode. Oh, the desperation is so
Enemy has
palpable.
faced defeat. They only have 10 points remaining.
There's a Broom Bear driving right into the base. I wonder if this game would have gone any differently if that Broom Bear hadn't got a really lucky main gun destroy crit. I wonder. 23 kills is kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. I don't know. You could probably argue that that's one of those crits that makes a pretty dramatic impact on the outcome of a game. Just saying. GG. Short break and we'll go into game 4.